So, today you're going to learn about the science of man. And firstly, I have to start with how important it is for a man to be strong, stay strong, learn some martial arts, learn the way of combat and all those things. How important it is. So, especially in this kind of world where we live in this kind, where the modern kind of world. So in modern kind of world, maybe it's not that important, but who knows? When even if you're training for the martial art, even if you're training for a combat sport, how how much is the percentage that you're going to be actually in a combat? You know that it's that low. So even if it's in a modern world or even if it's an old kind of traditional generation, you have to learn the idea of to protect and provide for the people. Even not providing, you have to learn to protect yourself and the people who depend upon you. So learning martial arts or any kind of combat sport, it is very important. I'll tell you one example. Imagine yourself walking into a room, big dudes, maybe bigger than you, taller than you, heavier than you. If you're a person who is not trained, physically trained, or doesn't know any kind of martial arts or any combat kind of sports, when you walk into that room, what would you feel? Exactly. You will feel a bit of pressure, a bit of fear, which you might not be able to take down any single one in that room. Even something, if something goes wrong, maybe it's not your fault. Even though if something goes wrong, the other people try to attack you, how are you going to protect yourself? Question is right. So you have to learn kind of any kind of martial arts or any kind of physical combat sport to at least protect yourself. And the more you protect yourself and the more you increase your value, the more people depend on you, and it gradually increase the value too. So you have to have the idea of you know gaze the abyss. If you gaze the abyss will gaze into you. It is a old proverb from a Chinese proverb. So you know learning all these kind of things doesn't make you a bad guy or somebody you know who, who is capable to destroy the world. Will not destroy the world. To try to save the world from other kind of destructions. So when you have this kind of you know ideas and techniques, if you know all these kind of techniques, you will be responsible to protect the people who need your techniques and who need your physical and masculinity ideas. So if you are a person who's trained and you see somebody who's been getting hurt because of maybe some thieves snatching a bag of a woman, you just run behind him. Imagine running behind him and grabbing the bag for her and receiving a thanks from her. How good it feel? How bad would it feel if you don't know or if you are afraid to run behind that thing? How bad would you feel? It will just decrease the value in this society. So you just have to have the idea of learning all these kind of things and just protecting all these kind of ideas inside you. I can destroy people. I can just beat people up and destroy their faces. I can beat up big dudes. I know the techniques, I know the ideas, and I have been beating up big people. But even though if I'm attacking, my first priority is to run. It is to not attack. Because when, just before the fight, just say one thing that I can beat you guys up. So don't come mess with me. If you mess with me, I'll just, you might get die. You might die. That's the thing I just say to people who want to really have to, fight with me. Not with the people who sparring, no, just kind of a friendly sparring, learning all the techniques, all those things. So walking in a street, walking in the society without these kind of knowledge, it is a very bad idea. You might you won't have any kind of value. As a man, you should have value. Men are extremely different. Men are directly opposite to women. Women are born with value. Men are not. Men have to build value. So in order to build value, learning a combat sports, or learning how to fight, or being physically big is the kind of thing that increases your value, because these kind of things you cannot fake it. You cannot fake these kind of things. Maybe you can inject steroids, inject petroleum oils inside your biceps and look big, but how real are those things going to be? Even though if you train, you can really understand. You can really understand the people who are taking steroids, who are having injected petroleum oils on their body by just a single glance. You know, you can just literally understand this kind of people with a single glance. How? It is the idea. It is the growth that the training and all those things have given you to your mind, to your level of thoughts. So if you're good enough with all the dealing all the combat sports and all the training, all the things that will make you feel better, make you increase your value, everything's everything's fine. You don't have to walk in fear, or you don't have to be afraid of any kind of things. And I'll tell one more thing about man. Every man, it's literally every man, every kind of man. When you see other dudes, at least for that 1%, in their back of it, they'll think that, can I beat this dude? Can I? If I just slap dude and just push him around and just throw some kicks, can I beat this dude? Maybe, maybe not. These kind of thoughts just go inside our mind in men. So if you are not a person who is not, or who doesn't know how to beat people up, you're done. You're done. You just take the first example I just told you. When walking into a room with full of big dudes, tall, masculine, physically, buffy dudes, you're just going to feel the fear. You're just going to feel the fear of, what if something goes wrong and everybody just attack me? What just happens? I just get killed. I just get kicked in my ass. No. And what if I know martial arts, or if I know any kind of combat sports, or if I know how to fight? Even if all these kind of things go wrong, I can save everybody. Everybody. Maybe you're delusional. Maybe you're delusional. I have a mindset of people. When even 20 people come to me with knives throwing at me, I may be delusional. Maybe if I'm not at a point where I cannot run, I will have to fight. And when I'm fighting, I'm delusional that I can take all these 20 guys out. And I might win because I'm delusional. So even if you're not, imagine a real situation, and if you're not delusional, you will lose for sure. But if you're delusional, there's a chance of winning. So what is better? So the idea of having the delusional mind and knowing how to fight, knowing martial arts, knowing a combat sports, this is a very very basic need for a man to you have to protect people. There are going to dangers that will happen to the people who depend on you. How are you going to stand for them if you don't know how to fight against them? See? So the idea is, learn a combat sport, which is very important. Learn martial arts, which is very important. Learn the ideas of fighting, which is very important. And be delusional. Stay out. One more thing that I have to say to my fans is that I'm writing a book about JDY. So people who like my martial arts, please do subscribe, please do like my videos, and stay out.